In a quiet town, far removed from the chaos of battlefields, lived a man named Jake. He was a veteran who had dedicated several years of his life to serving in the military. With a strong sense of duty and patriotism, Jake enlisted right after high school, eager to make a difference. His time in the service was filled with camaraderie, adventure, and moments that would define his character. However, everything changed during a deployment overseas when an unexpected explosion left him with serious injuries. Jake returned home with physical scars that were evident, a limp in his step and constant pain that lingered like an unwelcome shadow. Yet it was the invisible wounds he carried that weighed heaviest on his heart. The trauma from his experiences in combat manifested as severe PTSD, leaving him grappling with anxiety, flashbacks, and isolation. Once surrounded by fellow soldiers who understood the unspoken bond forged in battle, Jake now found himself in a world that felt alien and daunting. The transition to civilian life was daunting. Friends and family wanted to help but often struggled to comprehend the depth of his emotional turmoil. Jake withdrew into himself, retreating from social engagements and missing out on life's simple pleasures. His home became both a sanctuary and a prison where memories haunted him amid silence. Each day felt like an uphill battle as he fought against feelings of despair and hopelessness. In those long hours at home, Jake often reminisced about his time in the military. Mixed with pride for his service came waves of grief for the comrades lost along the way. He missed the structure of military life, the sense of purpose that came from serving alongside others. With each passing day, he realized how profoundly lonely it felt to carry such weight alone. Despite these challenges, there remained within him a flicker of hope and eagerness for change that whispered softly beneath layers of pain. While scrolling through social media one day, he stumbled upon stories of animal rescues and how they transformed lives. The idea took root in his mind. Perhaps adopting a pet could help him navigate through his struggles. As fate would have it, this seed of inspiration would soon lead Jake down an unexpected path toward healing. Little did he know that his journey would intertwine with another being grappling with its own challenges. A blind German shepherd waiting for someone to embrace her amidst her struggles. This mutual need for companionship would set into motion a heartwarming narrative about healing through love. Jake's story is not just about survival, it is also one of resilience and connection, highlighting how healing can manifest unexpectedly when we open our hearts to those who need us just as much as we need them. Jake's return to civilian life was nothing short of overwhelming. Each day felt like a steep mountain to climb, dominated by shadows of anxiety and disconnection. The bright lights of the town he once loved now seemed blinding, making it difficult for him to venture out. On the outside, he appeared to be a typical man in his 30s, but within he battled the invisible scars that war had etched into his psyche. The post-traumatic stress disorder weighed heavily on him, manifesting in ways that were often unpredictable. Triggers could come from ordinary sounds, like a car backfiring or fireworks on the 4th of July, that would transport him back to the chaos of combat. These episodes left him feeling vulnerable and exposed, spiraling deeper into isolation. Friends who had once been close became distant figures, their well-meaning attempts to reach out often falling flat against Jake's walls of silence. He wanted so desperately to connect but struggled to articulate the turmoil swirling inside him. Jake spent most of his time at home, where familiar surroundings should have brought comfort but instead served as reminders of his battle with himself. The walls echoed with memories that refused to fade, bringing forward images of his fallen comrades and the harrowing experiences they shared. This compounded grief made it difficult for him to find solace. In moments of reflection, he often felt like a ghost haunting his own life, watching from a distance as others moved on. This profound sense of loneliness pushed Jake further into solitude. Once an active participant in life, he now found himself declining invitations to social gatherings, withdrawing from activities he previously enjoyed. The thought of engaging with others was daunting. He feared judgment or misunderstanding about what he was going through. Instead, he preferred the company of his own thoughts, though they were often dark and heavy. In search of relief, Jake turned to coping mechanisms that were less than healthy. He filled the quiet spaces with distractions, endless video games, or binge-watching shows, but these provided only temporary respite from his emotional turmoil. As time went on, he realized that these distractions did little to alleviate the deep-seated pain he carried within. One fateful evening, while scrolling through social media, Jake stumbled upon a story about a dog rescue organization and how animals could help veterans find healing. That moment ignited something within him, a glimmer of hope. That maybe adopting a pet could pull him from this suffocating darkness. As he read numerous testimonies about the bonds between veterans and their service animals, he felt something stir inside him for the first time in many months. A sense of possibility. Though he would soon face new challenges in caring for another being, Jake began to envision a different path forward, one where love and companionship could pave the way toward healing. The spark of this idea was the beginning of a journey that would ultimately intertwine his fate with that of a blind German shepherd in need of compassion and care. In a bustling city, far removed from Jake's quiet town, there lived a blind German shepherd named Bella. Her journey began in the streets, where she survived as a stray, navigating her environment without the gift of sight. Bella was resilient but faced significant challenges. She relied on her acute sense of smell and keen hearing to explore her surroundings, but everyday tasks that came easily decided dogs were fraught with difficulty for her. Bella's early days were harsh. She roamed through alleys and parks, often scavenging for food and shelter. Despite her blindness, she displayed an indomitable spirit, making friends with other strays and seeking warmth under parked cars. However, life on the street took its toll. She became malnourished and vulnerable to illness. It wasn't long before a kind-hearted passerby noticed her plight and contacted a local animal rescue organization. The rescue team arrived just in time. They found Bella shivering in a corner, too weak to run away. They gently coaxed her into their vehicle, providing her with food and water that she so desperately needed. At the shelter, Bella was given medical attention and care, where it was discovered that her blindness stemmed from a congenital condition, a fact that made finding her a forever home even more challenging. Many potential adopters overlooked Bella because of her disability. Believing that a blind dog would be too difficult to train or care for, the staff at the shelter worked tirelessly with Bella to help her adapt. They used sound cues and scent trails to teach her basic commands and navigate common obstacles. Slowly but surely, Bella began to thrive within the shelter environment, developing confidence as she learned to trust those around her. Despite the loving care she received, the shelter was not a permanent solution for Bella. She longed for a home, a place where she could feel safe and loved unconditionally. As weeks turned into months, she watched other dogs come and go while remaining behind bars, waiting patiently for someone who could see beyond her disability. Then one day, during an outreach event aimed at pairing veterans with rescue animals for mutual support, Jake stumbled upon Bella's story. He was immediately drawn to her. The way she navigated the world with grace despite her limitations resonated deeply within him. He saw not just a blind dog but a spirit that mirrored his own struggles. Both had faced adversity and emerged stronger in different ways. Seeing Bella's playful nature despite her challenges sparked something profound in Jake, a connection he hadn't felt in ages. As he stood there watching her interact with others at the shelter, he realized that this blind German shepherd might just be the companion he needed to embark on his own healing journey. With hope blooming in his heart, Jake felt compelled to meet Bella face to face, a meeting that would change both of their lives forever. The day Jake arrived at the shelter felt surreal. As he stepped through the entrance, a wave of sounds and scents enveloped him: barking dogs, the smell of cleaning supplies, and the comforting aroma of warm blankets. However, amidst the chaos, a quiet determination surged within him. Today might change everything. He was here to meet Bella. Guided by a staff member, Jake was led to a designated area where dogs were housed, each one vying for attention. His heart raced as he approached a cozy corner where Bella lay resting on a soft bed. The moment he laid eyes on her, an unexplainable connection sparked between them. She lifted her head slightly, her ears perked up at the sound of his footsteps. Though she could not see him, Jake felt as if she sensed his presence in a way that transcended sight. He knelt down to her level, quietly introducing himself with a soft voice. "Hi there, beautiful girl," he said gently, extending his hand toward her. Bella instinctively leaned into his touch, her nose brushing against his fingers as if searching for reassurance. It was a simple gesture, but it spoke volumes. She recognized kindness and warmth in him. Jake watched Bella closely as she explored his scent, her tail wagging slowly but surely. For a moment, time stood still, all the pain and struggles that had shadowed Jake for so long melted away in the presence of this gentle creature. He saw in her an echo of his own battles. The resilience in her spirit mirrored his own fight against the emotional scars left by war. As he continued to pet her, he noticed how she navigated her space with cautious confidence. Although blind, Bella moved with purpose and grace, using her other senses to compensate for what she lacked. This struck a chord deep within Jake. He understood all too well what it meant to adapt in the face of adversity. They were two souls searching for solace in a world that often felt overwhelming. The shelter staff began to share Bella's story, the struggles she endured on the streets, and the challenges she faced due to her disability. With every word spoken about Bella's past, Jake felt an even greater kinship forming with this dog who had fought so hard for survival. He realized they both carried burdens that others could not fully comprehend. After spending some time together, Jake decided to take Bella for a short walk around the shelter grounds. As they ambled along, he marveled at how effortlessly she followed his lead despite her blindness. With every step they took together, an unspoken bond solidified between them, a promise that they would support one another through their respective journeys of healing. In that beautiful moment beneath the sun-drenched sky, surrounded by nature's gentle whispers, Jake knew he had found something special in Bella, a companion who understood struggle and resilience just as he did. This meeting marked the beginning of a transformative chapter in both their lives, a partnership rooted in mutual understanding and love that would propel them forward into brighter days ahead. As Jake settled into life with Bella, he quickly discovered that having her around was both a challenge and a blessing. Her presence illuminated his days, but she also required attention and care, which prompted him to step outside his comfort zone. This newfound responsibility became a catalyst for change in Jake's life. Initially, the act of caring for Bella forced him out of his home, something he had avoided for so long. Each morning, as sunlight streamed through the curtains, he would hear Bella's soft nudges against his leg, a gentle reminder that it was time for their daily walk. The first few outings were daunting, anxiety cloaked him like a heavy blanket as he navigated the world outside. But Bella's eager spirit encouraged him to push through the discomfort. With her by his side, he began to find solace in nature's embrace. Jake soon discovered how freeing these walks could be for himself and for Bella. As they strolled through local parks, he focused on her needs, ensuring she navigated safely around trees and benches. He learned to trust his instincts just as Bella relied on her own senses to roam without sight. With every step they took together, their bond deepened, and Jake found himself more engaged with the world around him. Other dog owners began to approach him for conversations, breaking down the isolation that had previously consumed him. The routines they developed transformed Jake's day-to-day life. The simple act of taking Bella out became a regular occurrence that instilled purpose in his existence. He relished every moment spent brushing her fur or preparing her meals. These small rituals grounded him and provided distraction from intrusive thoughts associated with his PTSD. Through caring for Bella, he felt a renewed sense of agency. He wasn't just surviving, he was nurturing another living being. Moreover, Jake found himself gradually seeking out social activities again. Encouraged by fellow dog owners met during their walks, he started attending community events focused on animal adoption and wellness initiatives at shelters. These interactions not only broadened his social circle but allowed him to share his journey with other veterans who understood the weight of invisible scars. Bella, despite her blindness, showed remarkable adaptability. She thrived in the company of other dogs and people when out in the community. Her energy was infectious, encouraging Jake to connect with others who had similar stories of resilience and recovery. Together they became advocates for those facing challenges. Sharing their story forged an unexpected friendship with others who understood the healing power of companionship. Through these experiences, Jake began feeling lighter. Pieces of joy returned to him as moments shared with Bella illuminated dark corners of his mind. He realized they weren't merely coexisting, they were partners in healing. With each passing day spent together, they helped one another reclaim their lives from the grip of despair. It was a beautifully symbiotic relationship blossoming before them. Their adventures transformed not just Jake's outlook on life but also instilled courage in him to face challenges head-on. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable now appeared manageable when accompanied by a loyal friend who had faced her own struggles with grace. This journey toward recovery would not be easy, but together they took those first vital steps into a brighter future filled with hope and possibility. As Jake and Bella settled into their new routine, he recognized the importance of training sessions to strengthen their bond and enhance communication. Understanding that Bella's blindness required a unique approach, Jake committed to learning how to guide and support her. With a sense of purpose, they embarked on their training journey together. In the beginning, Jake faced his share of challenges. Teaching Bella commands required patience and creativity. He quickly learned to rely heavily on voice cues and tactile signals rather than visual aids. The first few attempts were met with confusion. Bella would often tilt her head in curiosity or sway slightly, trying to decipher what he wanted her to do. Frustration occasionally bubbled up within Jake, but he reminded himself that they were both navigating uncharted territory. To start, they began with the basics. Commands like sit and stay. Using treats as motivation, Jake would kneel beside Bella and verbally guide her through the motions. He discovered that clapping his hands or lightly tapping the ground near her paw would give her a cue for movement, while verbal reinforcement helped affirm her success. Each time Bella responded correctly, a wave of joy washed over him. These small victories ignited hope, reinforcing the idea that they could work together as a team. One sunny afternoon, they ventured outside for a training session. In the park, where distractions abounded, birds chirped overhead, and other dogs played nearby, all of which momentarily pulled Bella's attention away from Jake's instructions. The initial excitement led to moments of disarray. Bella would wander slightly off course, causing Jake's heart to race with concern. Yet each time this happened, he took a breath and focused on redirecting her gently back toward him using soothing words. Gradually, their sessions transformed into an intricate dance of understanding. Bella learned how to respond to his voice as it echoed in different spaces. She began to navigate obstacles with increasing confidence while relying on her other senses. As weeks passed, she mastered commands such as come, heal, and even find it, which involved hunting for hidden treats around the yard. Through this process, Jake found that training was as much about his own growth as it was about Bella's learning. He became more attuned not only to her needs but also to his emotional responses, recognizing how past anxieties resurfaced when things didn't go smoothly. In those moments, he practiced self-compassion, reminding himself that both he and Bella were works in progress. The duo's shared perseverance began to solidify their bond. They inspired one another with every success achieved during training sessions. As they learned together, Jake felt a renewed sense of connection, both to Bella and within himself. Each command mastered or small hurdle overcome became symbolic of their collective healing journey. Their training sessions became not just lessons in obedience but also moments filled with laughter and affection. Playful nudges from Bella when she wanted more treats or joyful barks signaling accomplishment brought light into their spirits. What once felt like insurmountable challenges gradually transitioned into cherished memories of teamwork. With each passing day and training session, Jake and Bella crafted a life built on mutual respect and understanding. They were no longer just an injured veteran and a blind dog. They had become partners navigating life together, overcoming obstacles hand in paw at every turn. As the weeks turned into months, Jake and Bella's bond deepened through their shared routines and experiences. Each day began the same way, with Jake waking to the sound of Bella's gentle nudges against his leg as she nudged him awake. Her soft whines were a sweet reminder that it was time for their morning walk, an event that had become a cherished ritual for both of them. During these walks, Jake discovered the beauty of nature anew. With Bella leading the way through familiar paths, he felt a sense of pride as he watched her navigate confidently, her ears perked up and tail wagging in delight. At times, they would pause at a nearby park where Jake would remove Bella's leash, allowing her to explore freely under his watchful eye. It was in these moments that he could see her joy bounding through the grass, sniffing at wildflowers, and even chasing after the occasional fluttering butterfly. Their daily routine also included playtime in the backyard. Jake had fashioned a makeshift agility course using items from around the house, tunnels made from cardboard boxes, small jumps crafted from garden stakes, and even a water station where Bella could cool off on warm days. Initially hesitant, Bella quickly learned to navigate the course using her other senses, responding to Jake's encouraging voice as he guided her through each obstacle. With every successful run, she would leap into his arms, showering him with grateful licks that melted away any remnants of stress he might have carried from the day before. One day marked a significant milestone for both of them. It was the first time Bella found her favorite toy, a squeaky ball, on her own. Jake had hidden it in the backyard as part of their play session, and when Bella sniffed it out and proudly trotted back to him with her prize, Jake felt a rush of elation wash over him. In that moment, he realized how much trust had developed between them. Bella had learned to rely on her instincts and confidence, just as he had been learning to do. As they continued to spend time together, their connection grew stronger. Jake found comfort in Bella's unwavering presence during his darker moments. When anxiety threatened to overwhelm him, she would snuggle close, offering warmth and companionship that helped ground him. Conversely, Bella thrived on Jake's affection and attention. Their unspoken understanding allowed them to communicate seamlessly, A gentle scratch behind her ears or a reassuring tone in his voice became their language of love. In addition to outdoor activities, evenings became sacred as well. After dinner, they would settle together on the couch. Bella nestled comfortably against Jake while he read or watched TV. These quiet moments fostered a sense of peace that enveloped them both. Jake often marveled at how far they had come since that first meeting at the shelter. They were no longer just two individuals struggling alone, but partners navigating life together. Bella's playful energy inspired Jake to embrace joy again, reminding him that healing could be found not only in overcoming challenges but also in celebrating small victories along the way. Each shared experience brought them closer, reinforcing their connection and building an unbreakable bond forged through trust, love, and mutual support. Together, they were crafting a life filled with laughter and memories, one where both could thrive despite their past struggles. As they continued their journey side by side, Jake saw not only a loyal companion in Bella but also a reflection of his resilience, a living testament to the transformative power of love and companionship. Despite the growing bond between Jake and Bella, their journey was not without its obstacles. Both faced challenges that tested their resilience and commitment to one another. As they continued their training sessions, setbacks began to emerge. Some days, Bella struggled to focus on commands, distracted by the sounds of the world around her or simply having off days when her confidence wavered. Conversely, Jake sometimes battled his own inner demons, which manifested as anxiety during moments of uncertainty. One afternoon, while practicing in the backyard, Jake noticed Bella hesitating at a new obstacle he had set up, a low wooden ramp he had constructed for her to practice climbing. She sniffed it cautiously but failed to take the first step up. Frustration bubbled within him. He felt a wave of disappointment wash over him as he saw her struggle. It was difficult for him to separate his feelings of inadequacy from what Bella was facing. "Come on, girl," he encouraged gently, trying to mask his dismay. But Bella remained hesitant, recognizing his own emotional turmoil and its potential impact on her progress. Jake took a moment to breathe deeply and reset his mindset. Instead of pushing Bella forward with frustration, he knelt beside her and softly stroked her fur. "It's okay," he whispered, reminding both himself and Bella that setbacks were part of their journey. With encouragement and patience, he guided her step by step up the ramp, using treats to motivate her. Slowly but surely, she gained confidence with each gentle nudge. This incident became a turning point for both of them, a lesson in patience and understanding that emphasized how important it was for them to support one another through challenges. The following weekend brought new hurdles as well. Jake experienced a particularly intense bout of anxiety triggered by memories from his past. He found himself withdrawing into silence, struggling to articulate what he needed or how Bella could help. In those quiet moments when shadows loomed large in Jake's mind, Bella seemed to sense his distress intuitively. She would snuggle close beside him on the couch, nudging him gently with her nose as if urging him to open up. Her unwavering presence reminded Jake that he wasn't alone in this fight. Even in his darkest moments, she was right there at his side, ready to offer comfort. On one occasion, during an evening walk where panic threatened to spiral out of control for Jake due to an unexpected noise from a passing vehicle, it was Bella's calm demeanor that grounded him, rather than pulling away or reflecting fear herself. She paused and looked up at him expectantly, her unwavering trust prompting him to refocus on her presence rather than allow stressors from outside to overwhelm him. Through these challenging times together, they learned that communication extended beyond verbal cues. It involved understanding each other's unspoken needs as well. Their growing awareness allowed them both to adapt. Bella became more attuned to Jake's emotional states while he learned how crucial it was to provide a safe space for her during moments of uncertainty. With every obstacle they faced together, from training setbacks with commands or navigating moments of anxiety, Jake and Bella emerged stronger side by side. These experiences solidified their bond further while showcasing how mutual support could lead not just towards overcoming difficulties but towards significant growth as individuals aligned on the same path toward healing. A journey marked by grace in both triumphs and tribulations alike. As Jake and Bella continued to thrive together, the support they received from their community played a pivotal role in their healing journey. Friends and family began to notice the positive changes in Jake since adopting Bella, often expressing admiration for the bond they had formed. Inspired by this newfound connection, Jake's loved ones rallied around him, offering encouragement and practical assistance that made a significant difference. One sunny afternoon, Jake's best friend, Mark, organized a small gathering at his home to celebrate Jake's progress and welcome Bella into their circle. Inviting several mutual friends allowed Jake to feel the warmth of camaraderie he had long missed. As the laughter filled the air, Bella moved among the guests, her tail wagging happily as she accepted gentle pets and treats from eager hands. The atmosphere was buoyant, and Jake felt the weight of isolation lift as he engaged with others who cared about him. Mark shared heartfelt words during a toast, acknowledging Jake's bravery in both his military service and his willingness to embrace new challenges with Bella. This gesture touched Jake deeply as he realized how much support was available to him. It was a reminder that he didn't have to face his journey alone. The encouragement rekindled a spark of confidence within him, underscoring the importance of friendship in rebuilding his life. In addition to personal connections, local organizations dedicated to veterans also provided vital resources that facilitated Jake's recovery. One invaluable resource was a Pause for Veterans program that offered services like training workshops specifically tailored for veterans who had adopted rescue animals. Eager to deepen their skills and knowledge, Jake signed up for weekly sessions where he met other veterans experiencing similar journeys. These encounters fostered an incredible sense of belonging. They shared stories of struggle and resilience while supporting one another in honing their training techniques with their dogs. The community events focused on animal welfare opened doors for further involvement as well. Jake participated in local adoption drives where not only did he help find homes for more rescue animals, but he also raised awareness about the benefits of pet companionship for those dealing with trauma. With each event attended, he felt more intertwined with the community, not just as a veteran but as an advocate for mental health through animal companionship. Another significant milestone arrived when Bella was invited to partake in a pet therapy day organized by a nearby rehabilitation center. The event aimed to bring joy and comfort to patients facing physical therapy and emotional challenges. Witnessing Bella share her loving nature with others filled Jake with pride. Seeing her connect with those working toward recovery echoed his journey and inspired him even more. These interactions illuminated the truth that healing transcended individual journeys. It fostered connections among them which were genuinely profound. The collective energy of those who faced struggles similar to his infused Jake with renewed hope as friendships blossomed around shared experiences. Every encounter reaffirmed that community support had become an essential element of their journey together as they navigated life side by side. It became clear that both Jake and Bella were not only beneficiaries of love, but also contributors, spreading joy beyond themselves while growing stronger within their partnership. The vibrant tapestry of relationships woven through these experiences enriched both their lives immeasurably, forging bonds that showcased how compassion can heal wounds, whether seen or unseen, through connection and understanding within a supportive community. As time passed, the transformative impact of Bella's presence in Jake's life became increasingly evident. What began as a tentative partnership blossomed into a deep, trusting relationship that significantly changed the course of Jake's life. The profound connection they shared not only enriched Bella's journey but also breathed new life into Jake, who had previously felt lost and burdened by his experiences. Jake's perspective began to shift. He found himself waking up each morning with a newfound sense of purpose and no longer isolated. He embraced the rhythm of daily life with Bella beside him. Their morning walks became a cherished routine that set a positive tone for the rest of the day. As they strolled together, Jake learned to appreciate the beauty around him. The rustling leaves, the joyful sounds of children playing in nearby parks, and Bella's enthusiastic responses to new scents. This simple pleasure grounded him in the present, pulling him away from turbulent thoughts and memories that had haunted him for so long. With every step alongside Bella, Jake grew more optimistic about his future. He started seeking out new social opportunities, joining local veteran support groups where he could share his journey with others facing similar challenges. These interactions rekindled feelings of camaraderie, further alleviating the loneliness he once grappled with. Friends often noticed Jake's transformation. He was more engaged, smiling more often, and expressing gratitude for each step he took on this path toward healing. Bella's influence extended far beyond daily walks. She also encouraged Jake to explore new activities together. They began participating in community events aimed at raising awareness for animal rescue and support for veterans. Each session spent volunteering seemed to light a fire within Jake, a realization that he could contribute positively to the community while nurturing his bond with Bella. He felt empowered when speaking about their story and advocating for the therapeutic benefits pets can bring to those grappling with mental health issues. Additionally, Jake observed notable changes in his emotional responses with Bella by his side. Moments of anxiety became manageable, that he learned to recognize early signs of discomfort within himself and address them before they escalated, often utilizing grounding techniques that incorporated Bella's presence, be it focusing on her gentle breathing or concentrating on the tactile feeling of petting her soft fur. Moreover, observing Bella navigate her world also sparked adaptive resilience in Jake. He saw how she approached obstacles with determination, sometimes hesitant but striving forward nonetheless. Inspired by her courage, he began applying that same tenacity to his own challenges. Whenever he encountered difficulties, whether in training or within himself, he reminded himself how far they had both come by establishing structure and routine. Both Jake and Bella flourished. They were no longer defined by their struggles but rather by their collaboration as partners navigating life together. Every shared adventure cemented a bond much deeper than mere companionship. They had become each other's lifelines. Ultimately, the transformative impact of having Bella by his side reshaped Jake's identity and outlook on life. As they faced new experiences together, whether joyful or challenging, they discovered that their journeys toward healing intertwined beautifully, illuminating paths filled with hope and resilience ahead. Their story became a testament to the power of love and understanding, the quiet assurance that healing is not just an individual endeavor but one best undertaken together. Jake and Bella's inspiring journey epitomizes resilience and the transformative power of companionship. What began as a chance encounter at a shelter blossomed into a profound relationship that would change both their lives forever. Each step they took together not only facilitated individual healing but also forged a deep bond that transcended their personal struggles, illustrating how love and support can emerge from adversity. Throughout their time together, Jake learned to navigate the complexities of his PTSD through the unwavering presence of Bella. Her blind eyes were not a limitation. Instead, they symbolized the strength and determination to move forward despite life's challenges. Bella, having once faced the harsh realities of life as a stray, mirrored Jake's own battles with emotional scars. Together, they became living testaments to the idea that both humans and animals can find hope and healing in each other. As they engaged in daily routines like walks, playtime, and training sessions, Jake found a renewed sense of purpose that had long eluded him. The simple acts of caring for Bella, guiding her through obstacles, celebrating her achievements, or sharing quiet moments on the couch, enriched his life in ways he had never anticipated. In turn, Bella flourished under Jake's care, gaining confidence and trust, showcasing how nurturing relationships can foster growth and healing. Their story is also a reminder of the importance of community support. Friends and family played an essential role in encouraging Jake on his journey, celebrating milestones with him while reinforcing the notion that he was not alone in this fight. Local organizations provided resources that facilitated their growth together, emphasizing how collective efforts can uplift individuals striving for recovery. The connections they forged extended beyond themselves, bringing awareness to the therapeutic benefits of companionship for veterans and others facing challenges. Moreover, their journey highlights the notion that healing is not solely an individual endeavor but rather a shared experience enriched by mutual understanding and empathy. As Jake navigated his depression and anxiety, he discovered a powerful truth. By opening his heart to Bella, he was allowing himself to heal too. They learned to communicate without words, developing an intuitive understanding of each other's needs that exemplified the profound bond they shared. In the end, Jake and Bella's resilience serves as a beacon of hope not just for themselves but for everyone who has faced adversity. Their lives intertwined in a way that revealed the beauty found in vulnerability, illustrating how love can flourish even in the most challenging circumstances. Together, they transformed their struggles into strengths and created a life filled with joy, laughter, and endless possibilities. As their story unfolds, it reminds us all that healing comes in many forms and that relationships built on love, trust, and shared experiences can transcend individual hardships. In their partnership, Jake and Bella have shown us that through companionship and support, we can overcome our darkest days and emerge stronger than ever before. A heartwarming testament to the enduring power of connection in our lives, Jake and Bella's heartwarming story serves as a powerful reminder of the impact that adopting rescue animals can have on both the pet and the owner. Their journey illustrates how companionship can transcend individual struggles, promoting healing and resilience for those in need. Now, we invite you to reflect on how you can help support this vital cause. Consider adopting a rescue animal. Shelters are filled with loving pets, each with their unique story and capacity for love, waiting for someone to provide them with a second chance at life. These animals bring joy, companionship, and unconditional love to our homes. They also remind us of the beauty of overcoming adversity together. The act of rescuing a pet not only transforms their future but can also profoundly enrich your life in ways you may never expect. For those who may not be in a position to adopt, volunteering at local shelters is another meaningful way to contribute. Shelters are often understaffed and rely heavily on community support to provide care for the animals awaiting new homes. Whether you're walking dogs, socializing with cats, or assisting with community events, your service makes a significant difference in their lives. Animal shelters frequently look for dedicated volunteers willing to lend their time and energy, an opportunity that can be both fulfilling and enriching. Moreover, as we advocate for animal adoptions, it's essential to promote awareness about the specific needs of veterans and how animal companionship plays an integral role in improving their mental health. Programs supporting veterans like Pause for Veterans highlight the tremendous benefits pets can provide by helping individuals cope with conditions such as PTSD. By connecting veterans with therapy animals or offering resources tailored to their unique experiences, we foster understanding about these relationships' significance. Through stories like Jake's and Bella's, we see firsthand how pets can serve as more than just companions. They can be partners in healing who guide us toward better mental health and well-being. Sharing these narratives within our circles creates widespread awareness that resonates deeply with those who might not yet understand the therapeutic benefits that bond between humans and animals can offer. We encourage you to reach out within your community, attend adoption events, and support local shelters through donations or community engagement. By bringing attention to the importance of rescue animals in improving lives, you contribute towards creating lifelong connections that reaffirm compassion's power. In conclusion, whether through choosing adoption or volunteering your time, embracing the spirit of partnership opens doors not only for animals but also for individuals searching for hope among life's challenges. Together we can all play a role in fostering relationships that nurture love. A testament showing us that healing truly begins when we open our hearts to another being in need. As Jake found solace in Bella's unwavering companionship, so too can many others discover brightness in adopting rescue animals or actively participating in their community's efforts toward animal welfare.